there has been a lot of discussion about transits and how the year 2020 is going to be for all of us, and how do we interpret, what kind of change are we going to go through in our lives. And what is transit? For a layman, what does it mean? What does it mean when we say a Saturn or Jupiter or say a Rahu or Ketu wants to change its position during the course of the year? So how will it impact our lives? And why do we really want to know about it? Well, let me make it a little simple for you. Our life is dictated by two things. Number one, the time of birth that we have, based on which we cast our own horoscope, which is the birth chart. That is the snapshot of the planetary position at which we were born. That is a stagnant aspect of life. And our life has a kind of a roadmap based on those planetary positions at the time of birth. Having said that, there's also a dynamic aspect to astrology, which is the transit, whereby all the planets also keep moving over the period of time. And as things stand today, in year 2020, all the planets would have moved on from the original position as indicated in your birth chart, which means a lot of action, a lot of karma has taken place in your life since the time you were born. And today, when the planets come to a particular position, they will give the results to you based on the kind of karma that you have done in this life, and also the fact that how much the karma you have accumulated over the previous life. So this is why we need to understand transit. And the single most important factor in judging this, the single most important factor in understanding this change is Saturn. Saturn is the significator of change in astrology. Saturn has been assigned the task of giving us what we really deserve in life, good or bad. That totally depends on the accumulated level of karmas that we have had in our lifetime. So whenever Saturn moves in a particular position and it starts influencing a particular house, it starts to give results based on the kind of strength there is in that house. That is why we need to make sense of this, that when Saturn moves now, for example, on 24th of January, Saturn is moving from Sagittarius to Capricorn. It really means that, those dimensions of life where your Capricorn sign is falling in your chart is going to be influenced by Saturn. And a change in that respect, or that aspect of life, will be coming to light in your own life. So what you need to understand is, number one, it is not a generic phenomenon. It is not that a Saturn is going to transit and everyone is going to feel the change. No. Yes, the change would be there, but it will all depend on the kind of positions that you have in your own horoscope. It needs to be customized to each and every individual. Only then would you understand what does it really mean. So for example, an Aries, let's take all the sun signs one by one. For Aries, Saturn moves into 10th house. 10th house is house of profession. Definitely, a Saturn moving in 10th house enhances the results of professional life. Now, if you're in your horoscope, other planets are comparatively strong, then the results of professional life will be stronger. Having said that, but if in case the 10th house or the 10th lord is not really strong, in that case, you will feel the pinch and there could be some dip in your career. Similarly, for Taurus, Saturn moves into the 9th house, house of travels, house of destiny. This also signifies change. So on and so forth, we need to see for all the signs. But right now, what you need to understand is, it is the ascendant that we're looking at to see the transit. It is not your sun sign, which is to say that the day of the year that you were born, that is not your ascendant. That is the sun sign, the position where the sun was at that particular day of the month. That is your sun sign. But we're not really concerned right now about the sun sign. We are concerned about the ascendant. And the ascendant is the time at which you were born and the sign that might be rising at that time. So you may be, by your sun sign, you may be an Aries, but as per your ascendant, you can be a Capricorn or any other sign. So that's how we need to understand the transits. What you need to do is, if you understand a bit of astrology and you know what is your ascendant, then see where Saturn is going to come, where Capricorn sign is falling. And in that aspect of life, it's going to bring about change. So I hope you understood the concept of transit, and it is very important to not really get carried over by what we keep reading in newspapers and on television. It is important also to understand what it will mean to each in our own lives.